There we go. There's a fish. There's a fish. Good one, too. Good one. Good one. Oh, good fish. Good fish. Like, I'm talking good fish. Come here. Come here. Don't spit it. Don't spit it. Don't spit it. Ooh, yes. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Look at that fish.
What's cracking, peeps? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this week's episode. It's great to have you. On this week's episode, the mission is clear. Catch some big fish. Now, what we're going to be using today to hopefully accomplish that mission is a lure that I've kind of shied away from. And that's solely because the wacky rig has just been putting them away for me. If you guys have been on the channel for the last few weeks, you guys know that I have been just killing them on the wacky rig. But what are we going to be using today, you might ask? Well, that is none other than the jerkbait, specifically the Googan Baits Scout Jr in a pearl bone. That is just a huge confidence bait for me, but I haven't thrown it that much recently. And as you guys know that fish this time of year in the winter, you guys know that jerkbaits are killer this time of year. I would go even as far to say, and I'm sure some of you guys that fish this time of year will agree with this statement, but I think the jerkbait is just overall the best lure to be throwing right now. Fingers crossed we hook into an absolute behemoth today, and the jerkbait is a big fish bait. This time of year, you will get some big bites on some jerkbait. So if you haven't thrown a jerkbait, I suggest you do that. But I am not gonna waste another second because the water is just crystal clear right now and it looks too good to just be standing here talking to the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the jerkbait, start chucking it around, and hopefully we cross paths with an absolute behemoth. Like I said in today's intro, we are on the big fish mission today. So what better spot to come to than a spot that I'm very familiar with. You guys are also familiar with it. You guys have seen it many times before on the channel. But I've also caught some really nice fish on the jerkbait here in the past. Last winter especially, man, we tore them up on the jerkbaits at this spot. So we're gonna see if we can replicate that pattern for you guys today. And I'm throwing a confidence bait. I'm at a confident spot. So the confidence is really high right now. So the way that I like to retrieve my jerkbaits is usually I like to just do the regular twitch, pause method. So that's twitch, give it a pause. Sometimes I'll also mix in a twitch, pause. And then other times I'll also do a twitch, and give it a super long pause. That is if I've been throwing the jerkbait for a while, haven't gotten any bites. Occasionally I'll mix in just a really long pause. And for those unfamiliar with jerkbait fishing, if you pause your jerkbait, it will just suspend in the middle of the water column. A lot of times, that's when I'm getting my bites on jerkbaits, is when it's just suspended and it's sitting right in the middle of the water column. Occasionally, you'll get some strikes on the twitch as well, soon after the pause. And I feel like those bites that you do get on the twitch are from more active fish, more aggressive fish, or more hungry fish. And I know that this time of year it is very cold. Even in Texas it gets cold this time of year. But if you guys can overcome the coldness, I swear you will get bites this time of year. And you can catch a lot of big fish this time of year too.
There we go. There's a fish. There's a fish. Good one, too. Good one. Good one. Oh, good fish. Good fish. Like, I'm talking good fish. Come here. Come here. Don't spit it. Don't spit it. Don't spit it. Ooh, yes. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Look at that fish. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a fatty. That is a freaking chunk. Oh my gosh, on the freaking jerkbait. That is an absolute football, my friends. Oh yeah. We might have to get the scale on this bad boy. That is what I'm freaking talking about. That is a chunky bass right there. This is why we're here. This is why we're out here today, boys. That is a nice, healthy Texas pond bass. Absolute chunk. Look at the gut on this fish. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get a quick weight, take some quick pics, and we're gonna send her on her way. Don't think she's quite 4, but she's over 3.5 for sure. Yep, definitely over 3.5. I don't know if it's quite 4. She may be just at 4. It's in kilograms. I'll do the conversion later. Thanks for playing. And there she goes. Right back to where she came from.
All right, so I just did the conversion from kilograms to pounds, and that fish weighed in at 3.86 pounds. That's what I'm talking about. I said that I wanted a fish over 3.5, close to 4, and we got that. We've been fishing for like 15, 20 minutes. The bite's looking pretty hot right now. We might have ourselves an absolute day. I don't want to jump the gun, so I'm gonna knock on Robert, I guess, and just hope that we cross paths with another fish just like that one. So we're not gonna waste another second. We're gonna get back on the GoPro, and we're gonna keep fishing the pond because I've probably fished maybe 30% of this pond, and it's looking good right now. It's looking absolutely saucy.
Well, boys, let's do it again. That was an absolute blast. Getting bites on jerkbaits is so fun. Let's replicate it, man. Gosh, that was an awesome fish, bro. That was an awesome fish. That's exactly why we're here. It's exactly what we wanted too. Jerkbait, just doing them dirty, like she always does. There we go, there's another one. Little guy though. Little guy. These are the ones you gotta be careful for. With the treble hooks and such when you're fishing a jerkbait, these are the ones that'll scare you. And these are the ones that do scare me. Oh, came right off. There we go. Little fish, this is number 2 of the day on the jerkbait. Same jerkbait. I'm gonna go ahead and send it back. Peace, thanks for eating. And like I was saying, those little ones, you got to be careful with the little ones. The bigger ones, you got more space to work with. But those small ones, with all those trebles, not gonna lie to you, those are scary. Those kind of scare me. And I've been fishing for a long time, and those fish with jerkbaits hanging out of their mouths still scare me. Well, I guess that's all the action we got for this spot today. I mean, I say that like it was a bad day. I mean, we caught 2 fish, could have caught more, had some more bites, and one of the fish we did catch was close to 4 pounds. It was pushing 4 pounds with that 3-pound, 14-ounce fish on this here jerkbait. So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to yet another clear water spot that you guys have seen many times before, because it's just been producing fish for us for a long time. So we're gonna keep going back there, but I will see you guys as always once we get to spot number 2. We have arrived to spot numero 2, and we're gonna see if we can catch another piggy, because the last spot produced. Now, we do run the risk of getting kicked out of this spot, but I've only gotten kicked out of here once, ever. And I have fished here, gosh, I don't know how many times. I mean, 20, 30 times probably, and I've only gotten kicked out once. So I highly, highly, highly doubt that we're gonna get kicked out of here, but it has happened. So we're gonna have to keep our head on a swivel. But I don't even know why they did kick me out. I mean, you could make the argument that I'm on the golf course, but I'm not. I'm hidden away from the golf course. All right, well, we're gonna keep throwing the jerkbait because it's been working today. We've caught 2 fish. We've gotten some pretty good results. And we could have caught more. We missed a couple bites. So hopefully the fish at this spot want the jerkbait too. Well, guys, whew, it has been a minute since I have seen you guys last, and I'm gonna be honest, it's been a grinder today. I've hit 2 spots since we caught that first really nice fish at the very first spot, as well as that smaller one. I've hit 2 spots since then. Y'all aren't gonna see any of the footage from that because it wasn't very eventful. We didn't get any bites at either of the 2 spots, and it overall just wasn't that good. So now I'm at a spot that you guys saw last week in last week's video where I was throwing the wacky rig, and I'm very confident we can catch some fish here because I wasn't too sure if we were gonna get any bites last time we fished here, and we got quite a few. So today, instead of throwing the wacky rig, I'm gonna be throwing the jerkbait.
Never thrown the jerkbait in this pond before, but we're gonna keep our heads high and we're gonna keep throwing around the jerkbait, because I promise you guys, the jerkbait will give us some results, and it already has today. So just be patient with me, stick around, and we are going to cross paths with a nice fish. I promise you that. All right, let's get to it.
I don't know if you guys remember this spot from last week's video, but if you don't and you do want to watch that video, link will be in the description if you do want to check it out. I highly appreciate it. Like I said, I was throwing the wacky rig here last week and got some pretty good results. So hopefully the same is true on the jerkbait. There we go, there's another fish. Finally. Oh my gosh, we finally caught another fish, boys. It has been a freaking minute since I have seen one of these green bass. Not really the size we're after, obviously, but hey, a fish is a fish at the end of the day. There we go, we got him undone. Another little bass. That is number 3 for the day. We're gonna go ahead and send Jimmy back. Peace. Thank you for eating the jerkbait, man. I have seriously been looking for a bite, but just a little bit bigger bite. So that is one thing about throwing the jerkbait, is that if you hook some small fish on the jerkbait, you are in for some trouble. Because a little bass flailing around with a big old jerkbait in his mouth is a pretty scary sight that I don't really like coming across. I do like catching the fish, but when they're little like that, you got to be careful. That's why I'm just using the pliers. One wrong move and that jerkbait's in your hand, and I've been there and I don't want to go back there. that was a dark time. That was a place that I don't really want to go back to. That's what I'm talking about. That's number 3. That's a bite that we've really needed, a bite that we've really been looking for, and we hadn't fished too much of the pond, so we might hook into a few more. Fingers crossed, that's exactly what we do. Well, I guess that's all the action we're gonna get for today, unfortunately. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the car, and I guess we're gonna close out today's video. All right, everybody, thank you for watching until the very end of this video. If you're here, really, it means a lot, and I appreciate your view. But before I sign off, as I always do, I want to talk about a few things. First, I want to talk about the setup that I used today. I used the Shimano Curado DC paired with the Googan Squad reaction rod. Now, the reaction rod, man, this rod that I have put it through the freaking ringer. I have used it every time I've gone fishing for the past 2 years, and it has performed outstanding. Now, the lure that I used in today's video was the Googan Baits Scout Jr, as I said in today's intro, and that is a pearl bone color, and it's the Scout Jr. It's not the full-size Scout. The full-size Scout's a little bit longer and it has more sets of treble hooks. This one is a great lure for pond fishing. But if you would, I would appreciate if you went down, dropped a big old thumbs up, thought about subscribing. Helps your boy out a ton. And like I said, boys, this spring I plan on going absolutely bananas. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys whenever I see you guys. And I'm out of here. Peace.